good morning, good evening, and good afternoon, whichever is currently applicable in your time zone. As there have been many problems with setting up the 5th generation mining system, I will show you how to set up the 5th gen step by step. As you can see, we are in isolated area and in an isolated game. I will be using basically a free building just to show you how it works and how to set it up. So, the first step is to grab Command Center. Here, we put on the behavior controller and load up the mining HQ code, the general HQ code. You will see it as 5G Command Center Primary Software, version 0.1. We confirm it and start it up. By itself, it does nothing. However, let's move to the second step. We now have Command Center up and running. Now we build mining headquarters from the blueprints, and we can confirm if it works by seeing whether it is listed here. It should be listed here automatically. Next, we create Resource Control Center and wait a bit. Now, as the icon changed to metal ore, we know it is working. The first step is to make resource storage system. And again, we wait until the icon shows. As you can see, it did. Now we have everything we need for the miners to work as intended. Let's move the behavior controller to our engineer, as we want engineer as an example. And one thing we will need to do is to move our laser mining tool out of the engineer. Let me quickly load up the blueprint, the behavior that is listed in the S miner, and load it up to the engineer. What we now want to do is, in P1 miner, select the number of S slots we have. In P3 we want 1, again with nothing. Now we start the behavior and wait a bit. Unfortunately, it will do, well, nothing much, as it's waiting right now for a commander. So we grab Command Center and build a mining foreman bot. One is sufficient. We now can wait a bit. You can see that mining foreman now changed the type, and our miner fell out soon. It should now mine until it's full. Let's give it a while. And in the meantime, let us build one hauler. Again, from the same set. In the meantime, I will set up the second engineer in the same way as I did the first one. Dropping all items, putting on behavior controller, loading miner behavior, setting miners to 1 because it has 1 S slot, setting extender slots to 1. The I slot is doing nothing on this version. And we start it up. it should drop on our commander, and our holder should realize it needs movement, so move it. Unfortunately, the old code is, as you can see, unoptimized. We can also make normal miners, or just grab more engineers. If we have normal miners, it is sufficient for the code to react. On top of that, if there is both normal and advanced miner, the bot will choose the better one. Additionally, when the bot, and this one actually is full, so it's not going to do much. But once normal bot with weaker miner gets full, it will attempt to upgrade it south. I would recommend you also have some small storages and portable power fields. Small storage will be used by Hauler to increase its size, as you can see, while the extenders, once the miner gets to the upgrade process, will attempt to increase the power grid. It will be useful in the areas outside of main base's power grid. If we want to add crystals and silica, we'll simply add more resource control centers and more resource storage systems. They will be automatically assigned to metal, then crystal, then silica. In that order. Unfortunately, it's not always forced which of the storages is assigned to which command control centers if they are both at the same time. Keep that in mind. Making more resource control centers will technically assign the resource control centers to other resources, however, they may not be functional, and I do not recommend using this version for that purpose. Now that we have enough resource control centers, we need one command center, foreman, for every ore that we want to mine. I will, though, pack up these resources as they are unnecessary and not supported in this version. If we want, we can use marker beacons to tell our miners where to find resources. For example, this mining foreman has no idea where the silica is. I will use these two trees as an example, but it can be used for any other element. We select marker beacon and place it right next to any resource. And as you can see, our mining foreman goes there. If a mining foreman does not need more miners, that means the storage is sufficiently full and the mining foreman is full, the next miner will go to other resource. Let me quickly make one of those. And by the way, we can now check and see that, in fact, all of those 4 are advanced miners. We wait, and here we have crystal. As you can see, the miner will also look for loose crystal if it's possible. Let's quickly wait until this miner drops the resources to mining foreman. For some reason it got stuck. Right. Unfortunately, it seems it was too close to other miners, basically those. He saw those miners and thought it is the same mining group. Even that, just order it to move around. It might be also due to the fact that it was trying to get closer to mining foreman, but it couldn't due to other object being in the way. It's unfortunately the old version, so it has some bugs. Anyway, as you can see, the mining foreman has resources, so let's make another miner. This miner will get auto-assigned to silica, because the previous foreman is full. We can now create additional hauler. As our storage system is full, it will get assigned to crystal instead of metal. And take care of this from now on. If you're using auto deconstructor, the beacons will set itself to deconstructor signal, to get it packed. And of course, we can make more of them. Once the resource runs out, the bot will look to one of our beacons. Unfortunately, the system requires all 4 primary elements to work. First is command center, second is the set of command buildings, third is mining foreman, and then we can get mining engineer or other mining bot. Well, that'd be it. Unfortunately, this version is not maintained anymore. Hope it's going to be useful anyways, at least to some of you. Have a great day and farewell.